Have you ever wondered why, after some conflicts with a family member, you are left feeling closer to that person, while after other conflicts, you are left feeling like irreparable damage was done to your relationship? Hi, my name is Andrew Koo, and I will be discussing multiple ways of approaching conflicts. I will be using examples of conflicts within three family subsystems: marital, parent child, and sibling relationships. The outcome of a conflict is entirely determined by the way you choose to engage it. This means that conflict issues are not what breaks interpersonal relationships, but instead the communication during and after. I will be discussing a social experiment regarding interpersonal conflict within a family, the results of this study, and how it applies to my life. This topic relates to section 4 of our textbook, Relational Maintenance, more specifically chapter 9, Managing Interpersonal Conflict. An interpersonal conflict is defined as a struggle that occurs when two interdependent people have seemingly incompatible goals or needs. There are two general types of conflict. Constructive conflict is defined as a process of negotiation, collaboration, and/or brainstorming in order to obtain a mutually satisfying goal for opposing one's partner. In contrast, destructive conflicts end with both parties feeling dissatisfied with the outcome. The peer review article that I chose was titled "Perceptions of Constructive and Destructive Conflict Within and Across Family Subsystems." In this article, research was done on fathers, mothers, and siblings' comprehension of the types of constructive and destructive conflict strategies used in maternal, parent-child, and sibling relationships. A study was done on 60 middle-class white 5th and 6th grade children's families. Each family member was required to rate their perceptions of conflict resolutions across these three family subsystems. Results of this study included children and parents agreeing on avoidance tendencies and verbal aggression in regards to marital relationships. Avoidance tendencies involve trying to work around a conflict and never addressing it directly. And aggressiveness is defined by expressing one's own needs while denying the needs and rights of others. These are both destructive strategies. There was little agreement about children's or parental behavior and parent-children interactions. Parents reported significantly greater use of reasoning strategies than the children perceived, and children reported parents using significantly more verbal aggressions than the parents perceived. Parents and children disagreed about the relative level of sibling conflict, probably because children often report sibling conflict as just play fighting, while parents see any kind of sibling conflict as confrontational. These results are best understood in light of both the shared family perspective view and the spillover hypothesis of family dynamics. Shared family perspective view is when members of the same family subsystem perceive their subsystem interactions in comparable fashions. The spillover has been employed to describe how emotions and behaviors experienced in one subsystem can directly affect other subsystems. We apply both shared view and spillover notions to understanding two research questions. The first is whether family members perceive using similar constructive and destructive conflict resolution strategies within and across subsystems. Secondly, we adopt the spillover hypothesis as an explanatory mechanism for understanding social conflict across parent, child, marital, and sibling subsystems. I chose the interpersonal relationship that I possess with my father. The parent-child relationship between my father and I is occasionally strained by destructive conflicts, which is why I chose this topic. Before this research application presentation, I had never given any thought to how there might be different types of conflicts, and I associated all conflicts with having a negative impact on relationships. We unconsciously use destructive strategies to attempt resolving conflicts. I am sure that we had destructive conflicts because after arguments I would feel as if irreparable damage had been to our relationship, and my father would usually feel more disappointed in me afterwards. I will be changing the way I approach conflicts by avoiding non-assertive and aggressive conflict styles. I am very pleased to now know that the outcome of a conflict is entirely determined by the way you choose to engage it. Conflict issues almost never are the reason an interpersonal relationship is harmed, but instead the communication skills used during and after. Thank you.